Welcome to WealthMills Securities Weekly Market Wrap. Season greetings to all our investors across the globe and Eid greetings to all our investors. As one of the famous historians of 18th century, Voltaire quotes, "It is dangerous to be right when the governments are wrong." As there is a famous saying right now on Wall Street, don't fight with Fed. When people are thinking about the debt levels across the globe, across the central banks are going up, but the central banks are printing money and rising their debt levels, and they're coming up with different stimulus packages right now. Nearly across the central bank, as you all aware, nearly 10% of the GDP they're allocating as a stimulus package, and in India the government announced as a 10% stimulus, but on factual, if the numbers are currently, the cash outflow is in and around 1%. But last week, on last Friday, the central bank governor in India, Shaktikanta Das, the MPC meeting, Monetary Policy Committee meeting, they're supposed to meet in June, but this time they preponed their meeting and they met in the last week of May itself, and they come out with MPC policies. The Monetary Policy Committee has released different policies. The first and foremost is bringing down the repo rate by 40 basis points, and the repo rate has been kept at 4%. And also they have taken some monetary measures to ease the economy. The moratorium on loans in India have been extending another 3 months, so the retail investors and the corporates, they need not have to pay any loans, but the interest will be charged for these loans, but they are not compelled, or there is no compulsion to pay on a regular basis till the end of August. It is, in a shorter term, it looked like moratorium on bank loan repayment in a shorter term. If you observe, it looks like negative for the banks and NBFCs, but it is needed for the economy, as the economy is in a lockdown for nearly 3 months, and we don't know, we are not sure, the COVID numbers are not coming down, and in fact they are going up on regular basis. The city where we live in, Mumbai, we are just a kissing distance to touch the level of 50,000, and in couple of days time we may touch 50,000 numbers of active COVID cases. So despite of the efforts taken by the government and the imposing lockdowns, the numbers have not came down in India. In fact, the numbers have been keep on going up. But you would have observed the classic difference right now. Earlier, if there is one positive case and if there are a couple of deaths, it was a flashing news. Right now, the media and all, they're not making, even though despite of these numbers are going up, they're not the breaking news for them. So what the point I try to bring to all your notice is, right now COVID has been becoming a part of the people's lifestyle, and the people, it was a panic earlier, right now it's not a panic. People are getting adopted to the implications of COVID-19 right now across the globe. In Europe, many nations which are depend upon the travel industries, like countries like Greece, they've opened up their economies, and they're trying to attract the travelers across the globe, but nobody want to travel right now. Even nobody want a holiday right now. But the point I'm trying to tell you is, when there is uncertainty, that is the time to invest in markets. I just want to bring to your notice, couple of years back, the famous FMCG stock Nestle, it was caught in the rumors of there was lead content in the one of their major product, noodles. The stock tumbled nearly 40%, but people invested during that time, and today the stock, from the rumors of that time couple of years back, and today the stock has been multiplied. This is the market one need to be like a contrarian. If you come across any investment theme where it comes on the media, it comes on a newspaper, or your friends tells about a dining table, buy this particular theme, buy this particular stock, it is called as it come up with consensus. That means everybody agreeing to buy that stock. Whenever the stock or a theme that comes up with consensus, that stock, the valuations got, it have a consensus valuations, means the stock is fully priced in. When you are buying a stock which is valued at 100, if you are buying at 100, the potential upside in that particular stock is limited. But if you are a contrarian investor, a theme which is not explored by anyone, or people are negative on a particular theme, there always there will be a pricing valuation variation in that particular theme and particular stock. The stock might be in terms of their price to book value might be at 100 rupees, but the stock is trading at 60 rupees. That is the theme. When you invest in those themes as a contrarian investor, once the themes come into consensus, the stock price automatically by default moves from 60 to 100, and it can go up further above 100 because there are no consensus. It will take time in the market to get the consensus for particular stock. So where in these kind of themes you will have a more margin of safety. So please, my urge to the investors is, if a theme that is published, if a theme that is shared, that is called a consensus stock theme, and you need to be very very careful when you get into a consensus stock theme. Be contrarian in this market, especially in these markets. The contrarians are going to win. The themes that are outdated, the themes that are not flavored by the market, they are going to create wealth in the days to come. Always the analyst, always the fund managers, because of the kind of liquidity they are getting in, they try to catch the flavors of the market, the so-called large caps on the stock market. The theme right now, last 1 year, it is just polarized between a few stocks, nearly 10 stocks, which are large cap stocks, which have a high liquidity and which have the market capitalization above nearly 3-4 lakhs crores. The liquidity has been chasing those stocks, ignoring the rest of the market. Of course, sometimes it's good to be with the leaders of the industry, but it's not always. When the valuations are high, there is a very limited steam that get left in that particular stock. But go to the bottom and understand a theme which is ignored. For example, a classic example right now is, take the case of Larsen Turbo. The stock has not moved anywhere, but once the economy get open up, there will be a complete focus will be there on infrastructure spending, and also because it's a large cap stock which is not participated in any kind of current stock market rally. These are the stocks can weather the headwinds in the economy and they can rise further. So look at a theme which is ignored by the market, ignored by the fund managers, but which have better fundamentals. Just see the telecom sector. Couple of quarters back, this sector was out of flavor. Because of the new entrant Jio, these telecom stocks got butchered, they got hammered, and nobody wanted to touch telecom stocks 3-4 quarters back. But today they came into the flavor, and right now if you see the last 1 year charts of Bharti Airtel, the stock up nearly 100%. So this is the time to go and buy a contrarian investment style of stocks which are suitable for investing for long term. Where there are no consensus, people are ignorant and people are so much bearish about those kind of themes. Those kind of themes, those are the stocks available at a mouth-watering levels, and you need to be very selective and you need to have a overview and vision for that particular stock, and these sectors and those stocks are going to do well. Just couple of months back, people were thinking about telecom stocks are out of flavor, and because of the rulings of Supreme Court and the policies of Government of India, people were thinking these stocks are going to bankrupt in the days to come. But today they came up and they become the flavor of the industry today, and telecom stocks are almost up 100% year to date. So this is the time to be a contrarian, to be a successful and to create wealth to your portfolio. Those are the themes you can look in the days to come. And currently the stock themes like we have recommended beginning of the lockdown, we come up with the idea by name a company which is called the report of the company we named as a company. So we released and shared about Pyramid Enterprises. The stock we recommended around 684, and within few weeks and within few days the stock went to 1200 level. It got corrected to around 850 levels, now trading at 950 levels. Those are the themes. Because of the negativity in NBFC sector, the stock faced some headwinds in the near term future. But because of the kind of cash flow, cash balances they have on their balance sheet, these are the themes that can deliver superior return when compared to the polarization of the market, the large caps of the market. They tend to give superior return to the investors, even though your portfolio may not seems to be not performing in a shorter term, but in a longer term it will give superior returns. One of the investment trade every investor need to habituate is where you want to position yourself. One thing is, suppose if you want to have a moderate return and you don't want to get into narrow ground, go and invest in large caps, where you will be happy, your portfolio will be always green, and whenever there is a correction in the market, it will come down as per the market conditions. But if you want to be a value investor, if you want to create superior returns, and if you want to upbeat the market over a longer period of time, that is the avenue where you can get into mid and small cap stocks, identify some interesting themes and invest in those stocks. But these narrow roads come up with lot of pressure. Your portfolio might correct 30, 40, sometimes 60%. But as the theme once emerges, these are the stocks that may give manifold returns over a period of time. Keep in mind, but when it comes down, that is the time you should not get carried away with the downtrend, but try to average at that particular price and participate when the stock rises further. So if the stock theme that you selected are fundamentally strong, go and buy that particular stock. I just want to tell you one interesting theme what we have chosen long back, and we keep on investing in that particular stock. For example, in US currently, as on date, the flavor of the markets are US technology stocks. In many of the technology stocks, the margins of these particular technology stocks are more than 40 to 50%. That's why today, as on date, if you see the Nasdaq is up by 5% positive because of the lockdown, because of the COVID-19. Technology stocks in US, they are performing well. So while coming to India, we don't have such themes, but when we were exploring where the economy is more getting digitalized and people are started working on their PCs, the main attention people might be giving in India is the cyber security. So we identified one theme that is called Quick Heal Technology, which is a cyber security stock which have a strong balance sheet. Might be their P&L, the profit and loss account, get impacted, but it have nearly above 300 crores of cash and equivalents in their balance sheet, and they are giving consistent dividend also to the investors because of the lockdown, and there is a toll on their retail sales, but we expect their sales to go up in the days to come, and we are focusing on those kind of themes which will play a good return, which will give a good return, which will play a good theme in the days to come. Right now, you need to differentiate the difference between profit and loss account. Every company, because of the regulations, they need to disclose their results for every quarter, every 3 months. There might be quarters, the profit might come down because of the challenges in the environment. If the balance sheet is strong, which can take the beating of the profits in the particular company, this is the time you need to look for strong balance sheets. Probably a company can disappoint you for a couple of quarters, no problem, because the analysts and all, they chase, the so-called media always chase the quarterly earnings of the companies. Forget about company earnings for a while. If the theme is a strong theme, it's going to emerge over a period of time, that same stock will be available at a much cheaper price, and that is the theme you can invest. And these are the classic examples to create wealth. So earnings might disappoint, but if the company have at the same point of time a strong balance sheet with a good cash reserve and with zero debt, that's an interesting story to invest right now. So the point I am trying to tell all our investors, I want to make it a point. This is the time, be a contrarian and invest in stocks with strong fundamentals which are out of flavor, where you don't have any consensus of the market and the industry. Go and buy that stock, and once the things improve, once the things come into normalcy, these are the things that are going to create wealth to the investors in the longer term. This is all with me for this week. I wish you all, our investors, stay healthy and stay at home. Thank you.